Well, heidi-ho, neighbors. I'm out here at Cowtown Range in sunny Phoenix, Arizona to give you a look at this Primary Arms SLX-Cyclops. It's a compact 1x20 prism sight with the ACSS reticle. I reviewed an earlier model of the Cyclops a while back, but this one is green, so it's like totally different. In all seriousness, this newer version is significantly brighter than the older version I tested, and I think I'm slightly better at doing this stuff now. Besides, you probably never saw that review anyway, so on with the show. The Cyclops is a 1x prism sight with an etched reticle, which means it displays an image that is 1 times the size of what it sees. Another way to put it would be to say the sight has no magnification. Like a red dot or a holographic sight, the image is not magnified, but because it has an etched reticle, the reticle will always be visible even if the batteries are dead or the lizard people set off an EMP. And etched reticles are sharp and crisp for people with astigmatism, while reflex and holographic sights can be fuzzy or distorted. And the adjustable diopter allows the user to focus the image to their individual eye. Because it is a prismatic sight, it does not have unlimited eye relief like reflex and holographic sights. But because it is a fixed 1 power prism, the eye box is pretty big. If you get your melon on the stock in anything approaching a normal cheek weld, you're gonna have a sight picture. What you'll see is a horseshoe with a chevron in the middle and a range-finding ladder below. Now, I'm a big fan of the horseshoe for speed at intermediate distance. At room distances, your optic may as well be a toilet paper core for most of the shooting that goes down in a fight. All you have to do is get the target in the hole and slap that trigger. But as distance increases, or if you were to have to make a shot on a low percentage target, the reticle starts to matter, and to me, that horseshoe really helps get a little bit quicker hit at the 25-yard or 50-yard line. Inside the horseshoe is a tiny little chevron, 6 MOA wide at the base. The tip offers an extremely precise aiming point for a 1 power optic, but the real advantage of the chevron comes when it's used with a magnifier. Now, I know LPVOs are all the rage right now and magnifiers are so 5 years ago, but regardless of fashion trends, magnifiers still offer some significant advantages. This one is a Primary Arms 3x magnifier in a GG&G flip to side mount. They also make a 6x magnifier, but I feel like 3 power is more practical. When you use a magnifier with a traditional reflex sight, the reticle is magnified along with the target, making precision shooting more challenging. The 4 MOA dot in a standard M68 CCO can obscure a head-sized target at 200 yards. There are workarounds, of course, like using the bottom edge of the dot for your aiming point, but there is no getting around the fact that at 400 yards, the dot is the size of a beach ball, making precise shooting a lot more difficult. The chevron reticle in the Cyclops is also magnified, obviously, but because it is a sharp point, not a dot, it still offers a precise aiming point even when it is enlarged. The tip of the chevron is universal for whatever caliber you zero with, of course. Being a 1x sight, there aren't a lot of BDC features built in, but with a 50-yard zero, the inside corner of the chevron corresponds to 300 yards for 5.56 and 5.45, or 200 yards for 7.62 by 39 and 300 blackout. It would also correlate pretty closely with the trajectory for 308 when fired out of this St. Victor pistol, which I'll tell you all about in another video. Likewise, the base of the chevron corresponds to 400 for 5.56 and 5.45 and 300 for 7.62 and 300 blackout or short barrel 308. The ranging scale below the reticle can be used to estimate range based on the target's height or the width of the shoulders. So this reticle allows for fast shooting up close and way more precise shooting at distance than any reflex can do, whether or not you're using it in conjunction with a magnifier. If you do choose to use it with a magnifier in a flip to side mount, you could even argue it's faster to change magnification than most LPVOs. As I mentioned earlier, the main improvement on this model is the reticle is much brighter. Like, holy cow, is it a lot brighter. I literally said wow out loud when I turned it on the first time. Normally, when I review optics with etched reticles, I say something about how daylight bright means different things to different people, and it often just means you can tell the reticle is illuminated when you're standing outside. Not in this case. When you crank this mother up to 11, it really pops. That ginormous horseshoe really jumps out at you, even against a light-colored berm in direct sunlight like this. It's a well-known fact that Phoenix is at least 1/10 of an AU closer to the sun than the rest of the country, so if it's daylight bright for me, it will definitely be daylight bright deep in the swamps of Dagobah in southern Louisiana. The elevation and windage turret caps are secured by dummy cords, and each click is 1/2 MOA. You'll need a coin or case head to make adjustments, but this isn't the kind of site where you're going to be applying dope in the field anyway. The clicks are loud and tactile. This sight is powered by the ubiquitous CR2032 battery, which fits in a compartment inside the brightness dial, as is our custom. The manual says the battery in this sight will last for 17,000 hours, which is a little short of 2 years. I assume that's on level 5, which is more than bright enough for home defense. So that means you could leave it on and just change the battery when you change the batteries in your smoke detector. Still, it would give me better feels if it shut off automatically at 5 hours and woke up with movement. Then again, that would add cost, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I hope you enjoy watching these reviews because I sure like making them for you. If you want to help us keep bringing you banger content like this, please support the folks who support us. Not only does TNVC.com carry a wide selection of low-carb, fat-free, non-GMO night vision products, they also have mounts, lights, and all sorts of other gear to make you the bump in the night. And if you want to support us more directly, you can buy fly shirts like this one in our Teespring store. Or if you'd like to try your luck and see if you can win your choice of rad shirt from the Teespring store, post a comment containing the word Leela in the YouTube comments, and I will arbitrarily and unilaterally choose the best one. I love you. The clicks are loud and tactical. Tactical? No, they're tactile. They are tactile. That means you can feel them.